So here are our ingredients. You can go ahead and pause the video so you can write them down, and then we'll get started with the demonstration. Today we're making potato soup with Mama Nature, and I'm just going to make a small batch. So I'm going to start with 3 pretty good size russet potatoes, a whole sweet onion, and then this is celery that I saved from the heart of my celery. You know, where you get all those little stalks and the little leaves. Very, very flavorful. And a box of organic chicken stock. This is how we're going to start. And let's get this all chopped up. Okay, I have the onions and celery all diced up real nice. Some of the onions are thick chunk, and of course I didn't really finely chop up the celery either. I love to have big chunky soup. And I left the skin on the potatoes because that's really where most of the nutrients are. A lot of minerals get lost when we peel our vegetables. Now I'm going to go ahead and add them to the broth that's already simmering on the stove. I like to leave the skin on my vegetables. So for the potatoes, I just make sure that they're scrubbed very clean with a nice Norwex veggie scrubbing cloth. So I have about 1.5 cups of chicken stock cooking in the pot, simmering in the pot. I just added my potatoes, and now I'm going to add the vegetables. And this is going to simmer for about 20 minutes until everything is soft. Now you'll see that I don't have the vegetables totally covered, so I'm going to add some water to get them just so that they're all submerged. There we go. So now you can see that there's just enough water to cover everything in the pot. I've got this on a nice medium flame, and we're going to let that go, like I said, for about 20 minutes or so until everything is soft and your onions are translucent. Now I used chicken stock, but you can use beef stock, you can use vegetable stock, or you can just use plain water, whatever your preference is. We have a nice simmer going, and you can see that the potatoes and the onions are starting to become translucent. So now it's time to pour in our evaporated milk. Once that's all in, we're going to allow it to come back up to a boil, and then we'll start adding some other ingredients. All right, the milk is bubbling and boiling, so we're going to add our cornstarch. Remember, I'm doing about half a recipe, so this is half the amount that you saw earlier. Now you can see that the cornstarch has made it a little bit thicker and creamier, and now is when we're going to add our butter. I cut it up into little bits so that it'll melt uniformly. Oh baby, that is starting to smell so good. And now we're going to add the seasonings. I've combined the salt, celery salt, and the garlic powder. I'm just going to go ahead and sprinkle that in there. And then we're going to add about close to 1/4 cup of parsley. So I've got that all prepared here. I've got dried parsley flakes, but if you've got fresh, that's even better. I know that looks like a lot, but when it's all done and it's all mixed together, oh my gosh, this smells so good. I can't even tell you. Well, there it is, finished product. And it probably took about 30 minutes. I topped mine with some cheese and some bacon. Oh my goodness, the smell is just incredible. I can't wait to dig in. Well, I hope you enjoy yours as much as I'm enjoying mine. And listen, if you ever want Mama to recreate one of your own favorite dishes to make it more healthy, please just write me an email, let me know. Because a lot of times some of these recipes, they start out as really awful, with really awful ingredients, but when you make something yourself, it's so wholesome and nutritious, and your family will love it. And during these times right now, when everyone's locked inside, what do we want? We want comfort. We want good stick-to-your-ribs comfort meals. And I'm glad I could help.